Hey, this is True Slice Concessions, and today we're going to be showing you how to put together the pump assembly for a Stoelting F431. So what we're going to do is going to show you all the parts and put it together in order, and we're going to show you little tips and tidbits of how to put everything together, alright? So we're going to start with here. This is your suction tube in the beginning. This is the beginning of the whole suction process, and we're going to try to make sure that you know the order it goes together, but it's very important. So first, you have the metal tube. You have here, which is an assembly that helps you lock on to the actual the buckets you have, and you have a little tightener here. So what you do is you make sure you have this hose on, tighten the fastener right here, and make sure it doesn't come off during pressure. And next thing you know, the clear tube comes here. You have another fastener for this. This part goes in here. Make sure your O-rings are good here, because if your O-rings are bad, you'll get a vac leak and you won't have good pressure when you're pumping your product. Put this in, nice and snug. Tighten this to secure it. Alright, now you're up to this part right here, alright? Next, this goes into this assembly right here. There's a spring involved which helps make it a one-way valve, so your product won't backflow into the tub. So how it works is this. This fits together like this, and then there's a spring with a stopper like that. You're going to notice there's like a taper towards one end, and this is the end that you want to fit in, okay? How you can do it is you can put this in here with it up, and when you put this in, what it does is it pushes it against the hole and it only allows it to flow one way, like that. From here, you have a retention pin to make sure it doesn't fly off. Just push it right through, like that. Okay? You're going to see an arrow because flow is going to be going through this way, from here to here. Alright, coming in through here, you're going to connect to your first suction tube right here. You're going to see the actual mix flow through this when you're running it, okay? So this fits in this end, and then you secure it with this fastener here. Once fastened, you're going to go further down the line, and you're going to have another fastener to like a L nipple right here, and this lets you get into the pump from this point on. So you also put it together, put it here, and fasten it. Alright, after this L fitting right here, you have this part. Okay, this is the actual tube that goes in the rollers. The rolling, it gives you the suction that you need to move product from the cab into your barrels. So one end goes on the nipple, it's barbed to prevent it from flying off. Get it all the way down. Get your fastener right here. We'll put it over, tighten it up. Follow the line down. You have another fastener, all right? You're gonna come to this T. It's very important about the order that you do. So suction comes through here, and it goes to the big one, and this big pipe goes into your barrel. Okay, and that's the order. This line right here on the side is connected to the air pump that puts air into your mix. So make sure you have this right. If you mix it up, it'll just be really awkward. It might not work right, so just remember it is this order. Air in and up. So what you're gonna do, you can put this T in here. It's also barbed, it's steel. Use this to fasten it. This one goes here. This also comes to fasten it to make sure it doesn't fly off, because this section is under pressure. This follows here. This end will fit into a barb on the rear of the cab, so we'll show you that a little later. You also fasten it with this. This main tube fits on the big part of the steel barb. Put it in, same deal. Fasten this part, make sure it's nice and snug because this is also under pressure. And then the other end of this actually goes up into the tube that feeds straight into the barrel, okay? So we're gonna come in here real quick and I'll show you how to put this all together. So the big one, this is the tube that goes into the barrel. Snug it on. And tighten. Right here. Nice and tight. This is the air tube that comes in. So there's a bar back there. If you can see it, I'll open some light for you. Right there, that's the bar it goes onto, okay? Same deal, put it in. Over the barb and tighten. All right, this part's a little tricky, putting the actual tube that, you know, compresses and decompresses, okay? So the idea you want to keep is you want to make sure that your flow comes in this side and it goes out that side. So it comes in this way and it goes out this way, from left to right, okay? This tube has a lot of bounce to it, so when you initially put it in, you might have some trouble trying to keep that within the rails, right? When you put in this section on top to lock it in. So on the opposite end, you're gonna see these holes and that tab right there and these tabs. And what it does is it actually fits in on the one on the inside and it locks in. Once locked in, you should have no gap between it. It should be flush against each other. Some people have a little trouble with this, and I find that if you take just a little food grade lubricant, just kind of put it a little on the tube a little bit, help you slide it in. And I like to loop it up top like that. And what you do is you pull down on it, like with a little pressure like that, so it'll stay in. Then you take this, you line it up. Remember to pull down, and it'll line up the holes. You're gonna feel a little resistance as it goes in, just like that. It should be flush with this steel round piece right here. And this can spin, so make sure you see how it turns. Make sure you have that line up, but there's a hole behind there that secures this whole thing together. You will have 4 of these, and this is what you're gonna use to secure the pump. So you're gonna put it through the hole right here. You're gonna make sure it lines up. And once you line up, you should screw in like that. It shouldn't come out. If you pull on it, it's catching the threads. It shouldn't move. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one. And there you go. Yeah, from suction all the way through, a visual check. It's gonna come up here, it's gonna be creating pressure here, rolls it and pushes it up and into your barrel. And that's how you assemble your pump for F431. Thanks for checking us out, and also visit our website, concessions.com, for more information. Have a great day.